In this video clip we're going to look at some methods for long multiplication. I'm going to go through 3 questions with you and show you 4 different types of methods for it. I'm going to start with 13 times 12, a relatively easy long multiplication question, and let's go ahead and we'll try and do that. Okay, the first method I'm going to use, I'm just going to draw some lines on the paper and show you the answer. Right, so I've got 13 times 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 13 as one line there, 3 lines there, okay? So that's like 13 there. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to draw 12 from here. So there's the tens column. There's the 2. So there's 12. Right, and the way I'm going to get my answer for this, I know I've just drawn some lines, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up where the lines cross over here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 there. I'm then going to gather where the lines cross over here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where the lines cross over just here. And that's going to be a 1. So my answer there is going to be 156. Let's look at a different method for it. Okay, I'm going to use a box type method here. What I'll do is just draw a box like this. Because the digits are 2 by 2, I'm going to have a box that's 2 along by 2. So there's my 13 there. I'll make that a 10 because that's 10 and 3 is 13. And my 12 will be a 10 and a 2. All I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the numbers together to find out what's in the box. So 10 times 3 is 30. 3 times 2 is 6. 10 times 10 is 100. Or all I can do is 1 times 1 is 1. And I can see there's 2 zeros there. And then 10 times 2 is 20. Or 1 times 2 is 2. And I've got 1 0. Right, all I'm going to do is add these numbers up. So 100 plus 30, 130, 150, 156. So if I can't do that in my head, all I would do is I would do a stacked sum there and add them all up. Let's look at another method, just using the same numbers that we've got here. Right, so again I'm going to draw another box. Wee bit untidy, but I'm just trying to go pretty quickly in this video clip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw wee diagonal lines across here as well. So the diagonals going through there and through there. What I'm going to draw on the top is I'm going to do 1 and 3 for 13 and 1 and 2 down the way for 12. Okay? Then all I'm going to do is multiply together what's going to be in this box here. So 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm going to put in 0 tens and 3. So 0, 3. 3 times 2 goes into this area here. So that would be 6. So it would be 0 and 6. 1 times 2 gives me 2, so that would be a 0 and a 2 there. 1 times 1 is just 1, so it would be 0 tens and 1 unit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it in that direction there. So inside the box I've got a 6. Inside here I've got 3 and 2, which will give me 5. Inside here I've just got 1, which gives me 1, and I've got nothing up there. So there's my answer again, 156. I'll just show you the standard method of doing it as well. So let's go ahead and do that one. So I'd start off with 13 times 12. Doesn't matter which way around the numbers are. Just make it the easiest one on the bottom, or the smallest numbers on the bottom. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to multiply the top number here by 2. I'm going to forget about this 1 to start with. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2, 2 times 1 is 2. So there's 26 there. I'm now going to multiply by this number that's here. That number there is a 10 because that's the number 12, so that's 10. So to multiply by 10, I'll put a 0 there, and then I'll just multiply by 1. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1. Then I'll just add these numbers up. So there's a 6, there's a 5, and there's a 1. So all the methods I've used, I've got the same answer. We've also looked at Russian multiplication and we've looked at Egyptian multiplication. I'm not going to include that in the video clip today. Let's go on to question number 2. You can freeze the video and try the question, and I'll give you the answers in the 4 different methods starting now. Okay, this is a bit more complicated with the line diagram, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I've got 253. So I'm going to start with 2 here. There's 250, 5 lines there, and a 3 at this end here. 1, 2, 3. So that number there is 253, as you can see there. I'm then going to write the number 23 in that direction there. So I'm going to do the 2 here, 1, 2, and the 3 will be here, 1, 2, 3. Be a lot nicer with a ruler, okay? Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up the numbers here, okay? So this will be the first digit here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's going to be 9 here. Or I can see that that's 3 times 3. 3 times 3 meets there. So it's like the box method that we've got here. Then I'm going to gather up the numbers there and here together. So if I look at that, that's 3 and 5 that's gathering there. So I can count all these, that's 15. And I can count these ones here. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that would be 21. So I'll put a 1 here, and I'm going to carry a 2 over to this column here. I'm going to add these numbers here together with these ones. So that's going to be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here we've got another 6. 10, so that's going to give me 16. I've got that 2 to carry on, so that's going to be 18. So it's going to be an 8 there, and I'll carry a 1 into this column. And from there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. With that 1, 5,819. Okay, a bit more complicated with that type of diagram, but hey, it still works. That's okay. Let's do the box method next, okay? So I'm going to draw a box. It's going to be 3 characters along the way. So there's 3 along the way. And it's going to be 2 characters down the way, okay? So that's 253. So 253 along that way, 23 down the way, 23 down the way. Right, so let's just multiply out the numbers here. So I've got 3 times 2 is 6, and I've got a 0 there, so there's 60. 3 times 3 goes in here, that would be 9. 5 times 2 is 10, and I've got 1, 2 zeros. 2 times 2 is 4, and I've got 1, 2, 3 zeros, so it'll give me 4,000 there. 5 times the 3 gives me 15, and 1 0, and 2 times 3 is 6, and I've got 2 zeros. Then all I'll do is I'll add all that up together. Okay, so I've got 4,000 there, that's 5,000, that's 5,600, let me stop there, 5,600. And then what I'll do is I'll gather these ones up here as well, so that will be 210, 219. So if I add these up together, that should give me a 9, should give me a 1, 8 and a 5. And these answers are the same. So I can use that method as well. Right, I'm going to try this next method. Okay, box again. 3 along the way by 2 down the way. Or you can draw it the other way if you prefer. Remember the numbers are just 253 and 23 here for 23. Okay, I'm going to draw the diagonal in the box. And then I'm going to work out my numbers. And all I'm doing is multiplying single digits together. So that will give me 2 times 3 is 6, so that will be 0 and 6 there. 5 times 2 is 10, so that's a 10 there and a 0 there. So a 1 there and a 0 there, so that gives me the tens column. 2 times 2 is 4, so it'll be 0, 4. 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 0 and 9. 5 times 3 gives me 15, so there's 15 appearing there. And 3 times 2 is 6, so that'd be 0 and 6 there. Right, so let's add up. Remember, we're adding up diagonally. And we've got to make sure that we get this all lined up correctly if you're going to use this method. So there's 9. 6 and 5 is 11, so that's going to be a 1 there with a 1 carrying into here. Okay, so that's 1, 2 and 6 will give me 8, so there's my 8 there, and in this one we've got 1 and 4, that will give me 5. So again, same answer as up above. Just do it the traditional way, as again. So 253, what we'll do is we'll multiply that by 23, leave 2 spaces, and a space for my final answer. Firstly, I'm going to multiply the whole number on the top by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 5 is 15, carrying 1 over there. 3 times the 2 gives me 6, with 1 gives me 7. This number here I'm going to multiply by next. That number is a 20, so I'm going to put a 0 in there by multiplying by 10 first, and then I'll times the rest by 2. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 5 is 10, so I've got that, and I'm going to carry another 1 over to this column here. 2 times 2 is 4, with the 1 is a 5. Okay. Gather it up, so that's going to be 9, that's going to be 11, carry 1 there, that and that gives me 8, and that gives me 5. So that's the same answer again. So there we go, 4 different methods to use. Let's do one more example. What you can do is you can freeze the video again and try this one on your own. Here's the answer. Right, so 75. So this is going to be quite messy when I do this, do the line method. So 75, I'm going to draw 7 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to then draw 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay? Whoops. So that's 70, 5 down in that direction, then 33 going in that direction there. So there's 1, 2, 3 for the tens, and 1, 2, 3 for the units. Let's gather these ones up here, because that's going to be 33. I know that that's going to be 3 times 5 to get all of where these are crossing over, or I can count them. So that's going to give me 15. So there's a 5 there, coming from this one. So it's 15, and I'm carrying a 1 into this column here. I know that's going to be 5 times the 3, or again I can count them, that's 15. Up at the top here, what I've got is 7 times 3 is 21. So that's going to be 21 plus, and that was the 15 here, that would give me 36. With that 1 gives me 37. So there's a 7 there and a 3 carrying into this column. So if I look at the numbers that are here, I can count them up, but I know it's 7 times 3, it's going to be 21, plus 3 is 24. So there's going to be my answer there, just using that line method. Let's move to the box method again. So just a 2 by 2 box I would need. 2 by 2. There we go. Remember it's 75, so I'm going to put a 70, a 5 there. 33, there's 30, and there's 3. There, 33. Multiply it out. So 5 times 3 just gives me 15. I've got 1 and 0 there, so that's 150. 5 times 3 just gives me 15. 7 times 3 gives me 21, and I've got 2 zeros. There we go. And 7 times 3 gives me 21, and I've got 1 0. There we go. Let's just add all this together. So I've got 2100, I've got 210, I've got 150, and I've got 15. Remember to line your numbers up correctly if you're going to be doing it this method. So there's 5 at the end. Add that up, that's 7. Add this up, there's 4, and 2 there. Okay? Again, same answer as the one just opposite. Using the next method. Another box, remember. Remember, this is the one that's got the diagonals in it. So it's only a 2 by 2 because that's going to be 75. That's going to be 33. Remember, that goes right through to there and through to there. Right then, so let's multiply it out. So that's going to give me 5 times 3 gives me 15. 5 times 3 gives me 15 as well. 7 times 3 gives me 21. 7 times the 3 down there gives me 21 as well. Remember adding it in this direction here and taking care of any carryovers that we've got. So there's 5 there. So I've got 5, 1 and 1 gives me 7. 1, 1 and 2 gives me 4, and then that 2 gives me a 2. So there's my answer there, 2475. I'll just do it the standard method. So what we've got is 75 times 33. 3 times 5 is 15. I'll carry 1 over. 3 times the 7 is 21, and that one's 22. I'm going to multiply now by 30. So I'll put a 0 in, and then I'll just do the same thing. And the numbers should work out the same because I was multiplying by 3. So there's the 5, there's the 2, and there's the 2. All I'm going to do now is add them up. 5, 7, 4, 2. And that's this video finished. What you can do is you can go to your calculator, you can make up some questions, and you can check out which method you prefer yourself. I was taught this method, so that's the one I usually fall back on, but I've seen a lot of pupils using this method here with a lot of success. Okay. Never really seen this one really being used, but certainly this one can also be used as well. So good luck, choose the one that's most appropriate for you, and best of luck with your multiplication.